Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Dorian, and this will be the USA versus USA grudge match, is what I'm going to call it. This is the WCG, I think, semifinals or something. I don't even know what it is. All I know is that I really wanted to cast these USA games. This will be game two. Dignitas won the first game in like a stomp. It was like 20 to like 2, and CDE they pretty much surrendered right away at 20 minutes. So this will be game two of that series, and unfortunately I don't have the band screen for that because I wasn't recording it properly, but I still have all the gameplay. So it starts off here with Dignitas coming in, invading the bottom bush here, the tri-bush. They're going to go and set up to try and steal these golems, or I think what they were trying to do more likely was probably not to steal the golems, but to actually get a kill here. St. Vicious just chilling over there. Gragas and Dyrus, which is Reggie and Dyrus, are both up there, just kind of surveying the land, seeing what's going on. So there's 4 people from Dignitas here against X-Special and Chowster. So X-Special and Chowster pulling this, doing these golems, trying to get some extra XP. Soraka doing a good job of kiting them. It kind of resets there. And Cutie Pie comes out. X-Special tries to get over to a spot where he can flash, and he still flashes away somehow. Heals himself at the last second, survives with barely any HP. Lanes, we've got Udyr against Fizz top, so that'll be Dyrus against Voyboy. Middle, we've got Gragas against Morgana. And bottom, we have Soraka Graves against Vayne Jaina. And the junglers are Lee Sin and Gangplank. So right now, starting off top, Dyrus getting some nice harass off on Voyboy. Lee Sin doing some counter jungling. And you guys will notice that this is a pre-recorded video, so there was no sound, no commentators for this. They just streamed it, and there was no commentators, so there's going to be no sound for this one. Just so you know. So I'm not going to be the one that's moving the camera around, just in case you were wondering. Chowster coming in here for some little harass. CS-wise, things pretty much looking pretty even right now. St. Vicious comes in for a gank. Voyboy gets the nice little trickster off and doesn't take any damage from the resonating strike. Jat just doing his duties as the jungler, going around, clearing out that jungle. Right now, Udyr's got about double the CS of the Fizz, so early laning phase going pretty strongly towards Dyrus as Udyr. Farming-wise, middle, CS is basically the same, 15 to 14. Chowster's winning by a little bit in CS as well, too. Jat's coming up here for a gank, sitting up in the tri-bush there. Dyrus sees him and smacks him a bunch of times. Dyrus comes in with Bear Stance, and Tiger gets some nice free damage off on Jat. Pretty much win that trade. And then for some reason, Dyrus, he's sitting up here. Jat obviously knows he's there. Voyboy knows he's there. And this trade ended up going horribly wrong for Dyrus. So Dyrus takes a bunch of free damage there, and probably going to port back home. For summoner spells, Dyrus does have the teleport, though, so he could use that to come back if he really wants to. Middle lane, farm is pretty much about as even as it can get. Bottom lane, Chowster's taking a lead quite a bit, winning by 10 so far early on. Gold advantage is a little bit higher for CDE, so they're CSing quite a bit better than Dignitas is at this point. I kind of like the lane Soraka Graves, just because he gets that extra spam off that a lot of heroes really could use the extra mana. Looks as if St. Vicious tried to come in on a gank there on Skara and kind of ended up going backwards. St. Vicious, for whatever reason, is just chilling in the middle, leeching XP. Let's see. Nothing special going on right now. Jat sitting at base. Lee Sin's still middle for some reason. And Dyrus is doing a pretty good job as Udyr this game against Voyboy. Voyboy sitting at 21 CS, so he's kind of caught up a bit. But as far as like lane control, it looks as if Dyrus on Udyr is doing a pretty strong job, kind of zoning him away from the creeps and making sure that his lead is still like 10 CS higher. It looks like we've got a gank setting up coming for... Oh no, he's just warding. It looks like he's going to try and come in for a gank middle, but it doesn't look like it'll be too successful just from the angle that he's coming in at. Early on, it feels like Udyr is going to win that lane pretty strongly. So we've got a Dignitas. CV went down somewhere around over here, and we've got a 3-man gank coming down here. Chowster flashes and does his slide at the same time. Pops his heal. He's trying to survive, but unfortunately he gets first blooded by Jat. So, pretty good start for Dignitas. Even after getting the first blood, though, they still just are even in gold. So right now, CDE is doing a very strong job of just farming. So, one of the things you can keep in mind when you're playing in tournament games or even like rank 5s or anything like that, getting first blood is a big deal sometimes, but sometimes if you're already ahead in gold and just CS, the first blood won't put you so far behind. Not as far behind as it could. Looks as if there's going to be some play going on bottom here. Reggie gets an ultimate there, and Reggie picks up the kill on Cutie Pie. I don't know if Cutie Pie really needed to die there. I mean, I'm not a professional player at League of Legends, so I can't really call him out too much, but it seems as if, that's kind of like a rookie mistake to be out that far all by himself. If he was out there with his partner, then sure, he'd probably have a higher chance of surviving, but being out there by himself, not that good of an idea. Right now, Udyr still super far ahead in CS, winning 55-37. So he's got about 20 more at about any given time than Voyboy at this point. They missed that kill up top. Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't in control of that. It seems as if, though, obviously Udyr got the kill on Voyboy. So now Voyboy really far behind now, as he's going to miss a huge wave of creeps at the tower there. That is one of the biggest problems with running top lane in like solo queue or something like that. If you're a solo queue and you're running top and your enemy jungler ganks you and you miss like 2 or 3 waves of creeps, you're going to be even farther behind than when you even left and died. So it's just one of the things that kind of comes with the territory of playing a top character. So just kind of keep that in mind for all of you people that are playing like solo queue and trying to get up the rating. I think Vish is doing what a great jungler will do and tossing off his blue buff to his AP carry. Obviously, this game, Lee Sin doesn't even have mana, so it doesn't affect him really. He can just give free up every time. Gold-wise, I wanted to say TSM, but it's not TSM. CDE is still ahead by about 1,000 gold, and I was pretty sure... No, never mind. So we'll take a look at the items down here at the bottom. You'll notice that every member, almost every single member of Dignitas has a ward on them, and 3 members of CDE have wards on them. So it just kind of lets you know how important wards are. Voyboy misses his ultimate there. Looks as if they tried to do a little bit of a lane swap because Voyboy is so far behind in CS. Gregus is coming in here for on Jat, gets a nice body slam off, gets a nice slow. Jat is super low at this point. Original flashes over the wall, tries to get a last-ditch barrel off on Jat, but can't quite reach him. But the good thing that comes from this, though, Original is pressuring these 2 players, so what's going on is that CDE is going to be able to pick up a free dragon down here. So the little bit of gold lead that they do have already at this point will continue to grow even higher. So right now, kills though it's 2-1 for CDE. Obviously, Dignitas got the first blood off of on Chouster, but since then everything is kind of looking a little bit better for CDE. Speaking of which, Dire is sitting in the enemy jungle, stealing the red buff. Scar walks right by, doesn't get any damage off or anything like that. Scar tries to throw off a binding, but doesn't hit it. Reginald throws his ultimate off and hits absolutely nothing but air. Let's see, Voyboy sitting at 50 CS and Udyr at 81 and Gragas at 70. Well, now he's at 71. So right now, CS definitely going pretty strong for Dyrus at this point, but that's kind of the trend that you'll be seeing a lot with top characters and top carries or bruisers, whatever you want to call them, is that you find that most times the lane that will win is the team with the top. The lane that will win in top. Pardon me. Will usually always win when you have either higher sustain or you're just harder to kill. Udyr very tough to kill, obviously with the bear stance, turtle stance, everything that goes with that. If you're wondering as far as what kind of skill build Voyboy went on Fizz, you can see right here that he maxed the W first and he picked up, it looks like he's maxing his E next, which is Playful Trickster. Get a little bit of trade going off here in the middle with Voyboy and Gragas. Reginald trying to pick up this kill. Barely gets the kill at the end. St. Vicious picks up the kill, actually, and Voyboy gets a kill off on Reginald. So right now, 3-2. It seems pretty even as far as if we didn't see the goal difference and we were just watching the game from like a stream standpoint of just one person, the game would look very even right now at this point. So both teams have just as equal chance of winning at this point, I would say. When Udyr went back, he picked up a Wriggles Lantern, some more potions. Gragas opted for the double Doran ring and Sork boots. He also picked up a blasting wand. And let's see, down here at bottom, Graves picked up the pickaxe. So Graves, this game it looks to be that he's obviously going to go with the Infinity Edge build over the other build, which would be the Bloodthirster. So we got what looks to be a gank coming up here on Dyrus. Dyrus gets binded and then ulted. Another ult there from Gangplank, and he flashes over, and they don't even try to follow him because they know at that point he's too close to the tower. He's still got more turtle stands to go. St. Vicious there trying to land a Q off of Cutie Pie there, barely misses. Gragas, this is what I like. One spot that I like right here. I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to go back really quickly. This is the kind of way, the way that you should be going from middle to gank, right here. You notice where Gragas is. He's coming from right there. He came in right there. So unless there's a ward right there specifically, he's going to come through. He's going to body slam over the blue wall. And now they don't even have any idea that he's coming. So St. Vicious lands a Q on Cutie Pie. Reginald throws his ult a second earlier, and those flashes probably would have not saved them. If he would have got the ult at a better angle, perhaps, maybe. But they ended up getting a free tower out of the deal, which is not a bad thing. Objective-wise, that would be the first tower of the game, and that makes the gold difference around 3K at this point. Dire is still just sitting up top. It looks as if he might even get a second Tier 1 tower. Yep, it looks as if they did. So now CDE sitting at a pretty hefty gold advantage just from the taking objectives. And this is something that you can do as a team that's just kind of starting out. If you feel as if you're behind, if you missed a dragon or something like that, the easiest thing for you to do would be to just build up as a team, group up, and go and take some objectives. And by take objectives, I mean grab a tower, go and steal the enemy's buffs, because ganking won't always work. The way that we're playing, the way League of Legends is going right now, wards are just like a common thing. Wards are just like buying potions or like buying boots. Everybody always does it, so you've got to expect that for a majority of the time when you're playing in solo queue, and especially tournament games, that every single lane is going to be warded. The point where that becomes less meaningful is when, obviously, one of your teammates, like a jungler or support, will pick up an oracles, and you can kind of have a little bit more leeway on where you want to go. This is one of the things that kind of happens, though, when you take bottom turret. The AD carry doesn't want to go further than river, so he ends up leaving bottom lane, and the tower down there ends up being susceptible to tower hits and to going down, obviously. Let's see. We'll take a look at the CS really quickly. 3 members on CDE over 100, whereas Dignitas only has the 2. Voyboy very far behind in CS. He's like 60 behind right now in the Udyr. That lane swap didn't go so well for Dignitas, and I don't know if I like that little spot that Dyrus is sitting in. Kind of gets a little funny play on him. So they're coming out for the second gank here on Dyrus. Dyrus gets ultimate from Morgana, then a second ultimate from Gangplank, trying to do as much damage as they can to him, but it seems as if the Udyr is too tough to kill. For some reason, they look away for a second. Jat runs away while Scar tries to go in for the kill. Jat's just blue pilling in the bush there. I don't know what the hell was going on there. That was kind of funny. Just got some kind of little playful poke going on here in the middle, trying to slap each other in the face. We've got Chauster down there at the bottom, just free farming by himself. Chauster is at 128, whereas Vayne is at 111. So the CS lead there isn't as big as it looks big, but that's not even a big deal. I mean, 20 CS at this point in the game for AD carry is not a big deal, especially when Vayne is a hyper carry and she does retarded amounts of damage late game. Highest CS in the game right now, obviously going to the Udyr, who has barely left top at all. Looks as if though right now he is with the team. So what they've done right here. See, they've all gathered together. The only one that isn't there is Chauster. That's because he was pushing bottom earlier. They're probably telling him on Skype or Vent to keep pushing bottom while nobody was around. They probably had a ward. They have a ward right there, and they probably potentially could have a ward with the blue buff. So right now you see 4 of them all together, and they're just taking objectives. Like I said, taking towers. So there's 4 of them there as well there too, but the tower is so low that they know they can't defend it. Wow, nice ultimate there from Gragas. He gets pushed even further away. He tries to flash out of the way. Chaucer comes in and kills him with a Q and an ultimate. Awesome. It was like a pinball play. It was almost like pinball shot GG, except for that was Jat, and everybody was probably happier when that guy died. I personally have nothing against Jat, but it seems as if the rest of the world does, so, I mean, may as well run with it. Gold-wise, this lead has gotten even bigger. I think this will be the second or perhaps even third dragon for CDE. The observer for this game, I'm not too sure if he's even a League of Legends player, so he was just kind of trying to follow as much of the action as he could. I don't think he caught very many dragons, but I do think that is CDE's second to even third. Gragas over here just trying to do some harass on Cutie Pie. And then you look again at the ward situation here. 1, 2, 3, 4 heroes have it on Dignitas, and 3 from CDE. So just keep that in mind when you're playing. Wards are very important. You can go to the store, look at them, 75 gold, 125 gold, and realize and think to yourself, this is totally not worth it. I can't get my death cap fast enough. I can't get my wriggles. I can't get my core item fast enough. But if that 75 gold saves you from dying at least once, that 75 gold will pay. That's like worth 1,000 gold right there, because you didn't miss experience. You were CSing the whole time, and it wasted the time of the jungler to walk by the ward, or whoever came to gank for that matter. So obviously a big thing in this game and in all League of Legends games is wards, and I don't think people appreciate that nearly enough, because a lot of people think, well, why would I buy wards? It's so try-hard. No, it's not try-hard. It's not try-harding when you want to win. If you want to win, you're going to do whatever it takes to win. Whereas if those things don't matter to you and you don't want to buy wards because you think it's a waste of time, then you don't really have quite the right attitude to be playing this game professionally, or to be playing it at the point where you could be winning successfully like a high rate. So CS-wise, Udyr is still sitting up there. Score-wise, it's 5-2, so a pretty low-scoring game. One of the things that I've noticed a lot about most tournament games is that they will be very low-scoring games. And the reason why is just because they're going to be more passive. They're going to do less crazy things. It's funny, though, that we have Reginald just picked up a kill there. But Reginald is supposed to be aggressive Reginald. And I think that works out fairly well for him with his playstyle as a middle person. Because I think if you're a top, I don't think you could play aggressively. nearly as often because you can overextend so much easier. At bottom, you can't really be very aggressive either as well too, unless your support and you are on the same exact page. So right now the gold lead, looking at it, it's like 7,000 difference, and the difficult thing to kind of gauge when you're watching games on solo queue or just on streams of like Hotshot or anybody else like that is you never really know who is winning until the game is over. Whereas with the new observer mode, you can kind of have a rough idea of who's in the lead, but that doesn't necessarily mean that one team is going to win. Because sure, you could have a gold advantage because technically you have champions that are better at farming early to mid game, whereas some other teams have greater team fight potential. So, like a team with a Mumu and Kennen, or Morgana and GP for that matter. So Morgana and GP have pretty good synergy with AoE if they can lock down as many people as they can with the Morgana ultimate. And then one other thing that I'm going to mention as well too is that Gragas, I think, another kill there on Jat. Jat right now is sitting at 1-3, so for all you Jat haters out there, you should be very happy right now at this point. Really quickly too as well, before I get any further into this game, I wanted to talk about why I chose these games and why I recorded these ones personally and wanted to make videos of them. It's just because of the whole controversy between Dignitas and CDE for who got to go to Korea anyways. So I really wanted to show everybody that these games and to see who ended up winning. Unfortunately, I didn't want to cover Game 1 just because it was so one-sided. Like, they literally, CDE literally got stomped so bad that they surrendered right away at 20 minutes, and they didn't even want to try and contest it. So it's a better showing this time, definitely for CDE. At this point, still 7-2. Gold difference is sitting around about 9,000. So that's a lot of completed items for CDE, whereas Dignitas is still trying to get their items. Nice ultimate. Oh, Skara misses his bind, and Dyrus gets away free. That would definitely have been a free kill and could have potentially given them a free Baron, or at least the option to try Baron if they had taken down Udyr. Right now, Udyr's just going to pretend like he went home, and then he's just going to go back up there and regen off of creeps. Creeps-wise, Dyrus almost hitting 2,000, or 200, and you can see that Dignitas has 3 people over 100, whereas CDE has 4 people over 100 now, and that's pretty much where the gold advantage is coming from. Yes, they've taken more towers. Yes, they've gotten dragons, but the simple CS lead that they've got right now in this game is pretty high. You'll notice a lot in this game and in any game where Reginald is playing on Gragas, he will throw his ult to do initial damage and not use it in team fights. I'm pretty sure at this point in this game, or not at this point, but not in this game specifically, but at this point in Reginald's playing career, and as many games as he's played on Gragas, now he knows that you don't use the ultimate in team fights because it really just fucks the team fight up really badly. Udyr coming in from the back here. You got a GP ultimate right in the middle of the team. Voyboy trying to get away, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Dyrus sitting up front doing as much damage as he can. Chauster picks up a kill on Jat. Chauster picks up a kill. Oh, no, yeah. So looks as if right now there are 3 dead for Dignitas, 4 dead. Graves picking up a lot of kills. Chauster doing work. Wow. Skara blows his flash at the end to get away so they don't get an ace. If they had gotten an ace, the game could have been over right away, perhaps. Not entirely sure. So right now, the game's not really looking too good for Dignitas, as they are 6 tourists down and like 14,000 gold behind. So score-wise and build-wise, while we're doing nothing kind of here, we'll look at the builds. We've got Gragas with the Fiendish Death Cap. Looks as if he might be going... He got a Fiendish Codex for some reason. Chauster's got the Infinity Edge and the Zeal done. 1 second. Pardon me, I'll be right back real quickly. Sorry about that. Girlfriend brought me some lunch slash dinner. Okay, so we'll get back into it really quickly. Enough about me and my shit. So build-wise, for Udir's got Force of Nature and a Phage. And it looks as if he might go for... He might go just straight for the Atmas next. I'm not too sure what that chain vest is for. And you'll notice on the other team for Dignitas that they don't have very many items finished at all. Let's see. Skara has got a Rod of Ages. Voyboy has got a Sheen. Jat has got a Phage. And that is about it. I mean, Cutie Pie has got a BF sword. So right now, unless basically CDE drops dead at their keyboards, it looks as if this second game could potentially go to CDE. The gold advantage is just so high. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's funny because I think a lot of tournament teams at this point would initially think, okay, we're this far ahead, so we should go for Baron. If we go for Baron, we'll be even further ahead. We could just finish the game out right now. But I think CDE and Reginald is the caller for this team. And maybe it could even be St. Vicious. I don't even know. But the call was obviously not to go for Baron and instead just to push with the advantage that they had right now. So you notice what they're doing is something called split pushing. A lot of times you hear this in solo queue and you hear it on the streams. It's a very effective strategy, especially when you're already at an advantage, because it leaves them with you're in the driver's seat basically when you split push, and they're the ones that are reacting to you and to the things that you're doing. So when you're playing in a tournament game or even a ranked game for that matter, that's what you kind of want to be doing. You want to have as much control as you can at all points of the game, because if you have control, then it makes the other team react to you. So the good thing that does, though, because if they're reacting to you, you've already got a strategy. You've already have some sort of mental picture of how things are going to go from that situation on out. Whereas the team that's reacting all the time, like aka Dignitas in this game, is they've got to come up with situational plans and things like kind of on the spot, whereas CDE kind of already knows what's going on. So they're just keep trying to pressure Baron, putting wards down as often as they can. I think CDE has killed several of Dignitas' wards, and you can see that Jat is over there desperately trying to put another ward down because he knows that they have zero chance of winning at all whatsoever if they are able to pick up that Baron. And the good thing about picking up the Baron. Okay, never mind. Right now they're trying to get as much tower damage as they can here with the creep wave. It looks as if Dignitas initiates this fight. Gangplank drops his ultimate. Voyboy comes in for some damage. Let's see. Lee Sin's trying to get as much as he can there. Oh, it's Reginald right in the middle of all of the damage. He's going to fall down instantly. Fight still going on. Dyrus picks up a kill on Cutie Pie. Let's see. Skara picks up a kill. There's so much going on here. Skara is about to go down to Udir. And, oh, wow. Nice kill on St. Vicious there. Kicks a fucking Gangplank into the Jane, and she dies from being kicked by a body. And that looks like that'll be the end of the game there. Dignitas surrenders, and it'll be tied 1-1 here right now as far as this series has gone. So if you weren't aware, I didn't cast the first game. I will cast game 3 right now at this point. This game series is tied. So I'll pause it right now. We can kind of look at the scoreboard and see how everything finished out. Chowster obviously finishing as probably man of the match there, 6-1. But you really got to talk about Dyrus and how much of a threat he was top. He really shut down Voyboy, because arguably Dignitas is one of their better players, if not their best player. So big shout out to Dyrus for doing such a good job as well there. Reginald, keeping his own, holding his own, finishing 4-2, doing his job. And the story of the game is just like, how snowbally tournament games can be. And, that's just the way it kind of is right now. At this current meta, bans, picks, who gets who, all that kind of determines the snowball effect. So right now we're going to take a break. That will be game 2 of the USA versus USA. I'll call it the Grudge match. And I will be back very shortly with Game 3. So, yeah, keep watching, and yeah, thanks for watching all my other videos. And if you like this one, like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit that comes at the end of all YouTube videos. But yeah, I will be back with the next one in a bit. Peace.